the defending champion at the Kazoo Champion of Champions, is finding life difficult at the moment. Judd Trump, who's sailed through this tournament thus far, is struggling today. And if there's one player in the game you don't want to struggle against, it's Ronnie O'Sullivan. Look at the pot success rate, 95% from O'Sullivan, around what you'd expect really. 81 for Trump, well below his norm.
Ronnie had potted 70 out of 70 of the first shots that he attempted. Then he missed one right at the end of frame 2, which didn't mean anything. So he was right up there from the very first shot. So he applied pressure on Trump from almost Trump's break-off shot.
Today, O'Sullivan looking to win a record-extending 4th Champion of Champions, and his 77th professional tournament. As for Trump, he's trying to join O'Sullivan as the only player to successfully defend this ever more prestigious title.
One.
Well, it's not an easy table to get the Reds open from. Playing all the way around on the bottom red. Ooh. Jaws in the middle pocket were not part of the plan.
6.
Amazing, isn't it, that he's hit both jaws. Gibble just checked across the middle of the table and now he's not on the bottom one. Been that sort of an afternoon for him.
Looking at this planter middle, but it seems to me from the overhead shot it's aiming towards that left hand near jaw.
Yes, if the Reds are touching, he can send it further up. He doesn't like it, and he certainly didn't even know it was there until he walked around having not got the other shot right. Positional shot.
6.
He's not hurting O'Sullivan at the moment enough. Not punishing him. Not doing anything to put fear into him with his own scoring power. One or two slight gasps because he never went anywhere near the pot. He tried to send that cue ball up the table as he managed. It's a bit of a concern when you have to play the bunch of reds in safety, as Judd may have to do here, given that they could spread anywhere near pockets, over pockets. Can't play it very thin either in case he hits the black on the way back round. To hit them reasonably firmly. And that's exactly the problem, isn't it? I mean, the red's quite close to the pocket, but also a little bit close to the cushion. But Judd was forced into a somewhat risky safety shot there.
If this red was dead on the cushion, it wouldn't go, but I think it just bounced in a minuscule way. Enough. One for it to wriggle in.
Well, the target red was always going to be the red on the black spot to try and make the black spot free, but as you see, has let the cue ball run a fractionally too far.
Six.
Not only no position, knocking a red towards that middle pocket means that gaining a really telling safety here is extremely tough.
Yes, you can't take the risk of leaving the red near the middle. So I guess if he's playing up to bulk, it'll be to the right-hand side as we look. Guaranteed the cue would end up in the one place. Trump can't pot the red.
Key frame this, because if O'Sullivan wins it, he would be guaranteed to lead going into this evening's concluding session with 3 frames left this afternoon.
One.
Well, it's a big fluke. Certainly a big fluke if you can get in behind a colour. Just trickled towards the middle pocket. I didn't think it was going to reach. I was watching the red near the pocket into the corner as the other one disappeared. Well, he's going for the pot here. Oh, that is a sort of a confident man and someone that is not frightened to take advantage of a fluke, which of course you have to do at this game.
And Neil, something he's done twice already this week. He made a 60 from a fluke in the third frame against Rob Milkins in the first round, went on to win 4-2.
6.
And then last night in the semi-finals, opening frame, fluked the black outrageously across the ball cushion, made 89 to set the pattern against Fan Zhengyi.
Had to hit it hard and stun it round
13.
to widen the angle to get himself away from that red on the left side. Cue ball just jumped a little bit, but he was queuing down on it, and that's the reason. But he forced it wide.
14.
Well, that big frame that you was on about, Phil, it could be going the way of O'Sullivan if he continues. A long way to go, but it's a good chance now. He's been by far
21.
the more dangerous of the two in amongst them.
22.
Didn't intend to pop this red to middle, but suddenly presented itself and he was stopped in his tracks, licking his lips.
$37.
No, he missed a similar red to that in the third frame on 52 by overcutting it. Clearly, he over-adjusted and missed it on the other side of the pocket.
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Very similar, but a different way of missing both times. But again, the big moment will only be a big moment if Judd takes advantage of it.
Six. Seven.
A little bit of a deceleration there, almost overcut it. Holding mouth stuff for a
14.
brief second.
$15.
No one's better at the powered blue to take the cue ball in and out of bulk when you're on the incorrect side of the blue than Judd Trump, but even that was exceeding his limits.
Well, he didn't get any left-hand side on that. It was all topspin.
Judd Trump 20.
Just didn't get any side on this. It sort of didn't really fizz off that second cushion or the first cushion. It just comes square off it, and that's why he lost direction and ended up hitting the yellow.
Foul. Miss.
There wasn't much for him,
Judd Trump,
as you can
6.
really work out from the fact that he hit the pink. This is one of these which would be an awkward replacement. I think they've got the right person in the job, though, because I think Marcel Eckhart is as good as it gets referee-wise on the circuit. But it's always difficult to replace the balls. The cue ball will be difficult because there is just a sliver of the red sticking out, and that's got to be replaced accordingly.
Just saw there Marcel being given guidance by another hugely experienced referee and official, Brendan Moore.
To your right. Keep going, keep going.
Pardon?
Keep going a little bit more. It's about its margins.
Okay, Ronnie. Yep.
A tough job carried out quickly and efficiently.
What's the damage? The red has not left the pocket very far. They're contemplating cushion first.
One.
Good shot. I've seen those missed actually. He made it look simple, but very often they make contact with the red, but not quite the right amount to pot it. And there is an argument this frame is as crucial as anything we're going to see all day. If Sullivan wins it, because he has made a couple of errors.
$11.
22 in front, so he will need both reds.
$18.
This is frame ball, and hard to imagine it won't find gravity.
19.
The two lengthiest frames of this final so far have been particularly hurtful for Judd Trump. The fourth when he went in off in potting the green, and now this one when he's had his chances.
Yes, it's one snooker, but clearly when this goes in, it'll be 3 snookers, different ball game.
25.
Two brilliant players, but this frame, as I said, he's been a little scrappy. It was more important for Judd to win it than Ronnie, I think, but it hasn't worked out. I'm just seeing a disappointed, concerned, slightly dejected body language from Judd Trump. They played in the World Final, of course, which O'Sullivan won only in the spring.
45.
And the world champion here is now halfway to being the champion of... The name of Ronnie O'Sullivan is engraved 3 times on the Champion of Champions trophy already. Well, at the end of the day, it'd be a case of
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
ROS times 4.
One.
He's played that well. Just got the feeling, looking at O'Sullivan at the end of that last frame, you know, he's got himself to 5-1, and he's almost waiting for Judd to, you know, what have you got for me, Judd? You know, what are you going to do to get back into this match? Because I think a couple of frames since the mid-session interval, he's expected more from Judd than Judd has delivered. Now at 5-1, he really has to find something in these remaining 3 frames. It's almost like O'Sullivan saying, show me what you've got. Because this is a time when, yes, he's going to be behind. It's just a question of whether he can pull something out of the wreckage here and make this close tonight. He loses 2 of the next 3 frames, he's way back.
$11. 12. $19. I can do it, yeah, no problem.
Just ask for the black to be respotted. Of course, if he was to play another shot, it couldn't be respotted then, even if the black wasn't moved. If he was to roll the red in and ask for the black to be respotted, it would be too late. It's got to be before another shot has been played. Judd thought that the black was going to be possible.
20.
After 2 respots, it still wasn't. But the red that was in the way is the one he'd like to move by getting on it from this blue.
$25.
I'd like to think that he played it, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. Played around a couple of cushions into the bunch there.
$26.
And you get the reds open now. He's got no angle on the blue. There's seemingly no plants in there. There's nothing that he can do to get these reds spread from his next colour. I mean, there's a shot on the brown, but goodness, it's difficult, especially for a left-hander reaching across. So I think he's just got to walk away, which is something you don't see very often from these top players in this day and age. No real option of getting the reds open, taking the points and running.
Judd Trump, 31.
Trump's scoring power restricted in this session. He's only made one half-century, 51 in the third frame. His quality table time has been quite limited. For Trump, this is all very different from 12 months ago when he beat another famed member of the class of 1992 in the final. John Higgins won comfortably 10-4. Nothing comfortable about this right now for Trump. It's a dogfight for him, trying to get some form of respectability back in the scoreline. If you think about it, Neil, Trump only lost 5 frames in the tournament as a whole last year. He's lost 5 frames this afternoon, and maybe more to come.
Yeah, certainly for a period it appeared he was getting the upper hand in these finals against O'Sullivan. Think of the Masters final, which really told us what a brilliant player he'd become, beating Ronnie at the Alley Pally, which is his sort of place he's had so much success. And then those 3 Northern Ireland finals, 2 in Belfast, 1 in lockdown in MK. Beat him every time, 9-7. But then the world final has redressed the balance, I think, somewhat. So he goes into this
Can we check, Brandon?
still thinking about perhaps that match.
Yep.
No, he's happy with the balls replaced.
You think a fraction this way? No problem.
Saying to our left as we look, which of course is not in Judd's favour, so he's being honest. Now he's saying back the other way.
Yep.
These are very difficult replacements, these ones. The one earlier was difficult in the previous frame. They are so fractional. Oh, that's rolled.
Ronnie
Seemed
O'Sullivan.
to turn right, that ball did. That's a very strange thing happened there. Now watch this. This definitely is the cushion that seems to turn right.
One.
And the worst news of all is that he left that red, goodness me. Can he exploit that mistake, if it was indeed a mistake from Trump. Maybe the table drifted a bit.
Oh, brilliant from O'Sullivan. Just subtly into the bunch, seeing the angle, exploiting it to the full.
Nine.
This is the O'Sullivan wheelhouse. Yes, sometimes he does fail in this kind of position. He's not infallible,
17.
but far more often than not, he capitalizes 100%.
$24. 25. $32. 33.
Predicting modern snooker is a fool's errand. But I'll tell you what, when I first saw the way this table was playing on Monday, it did run through my mind that O'Sullivan would relish it. And that's just
38.
how it's turned out.
39.
Yes, it's been conducive to good scoring in and around the pink and black spot. Tables run nicely. Judd might be seeing it a little differently after that previous shot where it may have drifted, but it was only a fraction
46.
and it was played the kind of pace where they do often just move offline slightly.
47.
But at the time, I don't know that he saw it as a bigger mistake as it's turning out to be. And he played a couple of good shots at the start of this break, the red and then the black to the middle. Now
54.
it's virtually plain sailing. He's two of these reds with colours.
$55.
So just the colour here and the red. And this is looking a little ominous and very worrying if you're a fan of Judd Trump.
60.
As I said, I think O'Sullivan has kind of invited Trump to raise the stakes, raise his game. And he hasn't done it. Got in early in this frame and left himself no way of getting the reds open. And that 31 was not going to hurt Ronnie O'Sullivan.
$67. 74.
And just enough on the table for what would be yet another
76.
O'Sullivan century. It would be his second of the afternoon. He's 6th of the tournament. And he's 44th nil in the Champion of Champions alone
79.
over the years.
'83. '88.
Don't know what the music the DJ is going to play between frames. Dire Straits might be appropriate for Judd. Over the last few years, Judd Trump has become accustomed to dominating opponents, not being dominated himself. 2 frames left in this session. You have to believe Trump must win them both. O'Sullivan is a formidable frontrunner, there's no doubt about that, but he's also fallen victim to the odd comeback. The late Paul Hunter beat him in a Masters final. The same length of match as this. First to 10, he was 7-2 down, was Paul, and eventually prevailed.
Yes, what a player Paul Hunter was, eh? 3 Masters, all of them nail biters, all of them from behind. Sorely missed.
Yeah, I put together a list of the youngest ever ranking event winners yesterday for Fan Zhengyi's match, and I was reminded when I was doing that Paul Hunter won a ranking tournament when he was a teenager.
Well, he got it much too thick, and he's left a cue ball in the middle of the table with, oddly enough, no really easy starter. Does that go? That's quite tight, actually. We've got the low angle on it. It may just creep through. What do you think at home? Possibly, but that is a very tight one. It's so tight, I can understand why he wouldn't want to play it.
One.
Don't know if this goes in the middle, I think it must do, but I suppose he's just not getting anything, any little nudges that go his way. O'Sullivan had an important fluke in an earlier frame. Can't really say he's not deserving of his lead. But if this goes in, it might just offer him something back. Well, that's very good. Now, he's going to win 2 frames and get back to 3 behind tonight.
8.
The semi comeback has got to begin here.
9. $16. 17.
In the classic Shanghai Masters final, Judd Trump led 7-2 after the first session, lost to John Higgins, who made a 147 in that match. 147, just throwing it in there.
25.
Played that well. It was a left-hand running side to take it across behind the 2 reds.
32.
I see no reason why he wouldn't stay around the black spot for the foreseeable.
$40. 41.
Now decision time. Does he want to go into the cluster? He's easily onto the 2 reds if he doesn't play it.
Yeah.
I think that's the controlled shot that he played.
$48. 49. $56.
Well, if he takes on the right-hand red, it's not on the black, the red 2 along. Puts him on the black, but I think he's got to get a frame on the board.
57.
Maybe he can still play the black, but I think the likelihood is he's going to take the pink on. Right now, he's got enough on his plate. Okay, well, had a rethink. The dream is still alive. I think he had second thoughts there. Initially, I don't think he played
64.
on the black.
65.
We get to the point soon where the frame is secured, and then why not keep going?
This really is a glorious chance if those reds open up.
72. 73.
Yes. Don't know if anything goes anywhere. It would be handy had there been a plant, but he's got to break them open. It's going to have to go well, this split. Well, he's certainly got a red to the middle at worst.
80.
Oh, if this one goes through the middle, it's beautiful. Wow. What a chance
81.
this is now. It really is. The pink is never going to be on its spot because it's never been potted, of course, in the period in play in the frame. It's in a lovely place all the same.
If you're not excited,
88.
you should be. Could be seeing snooker history here.
89.
We see plenty of 147s, don't we, these days, but not so many in finals.
No, that's a bit short of pace.
96.
Ray won, of course, in the final in Turkey last year. Judd Trump in winning.
Yeah,
he's made 6 in total, but this would be so special. And now, barring the pressure, he's favourite.
104. $105.
Yes, playing on the red to the middle gives you an easier way of getting on the black.
112.
When it comes to just a handful of reds left.
113.
Well, this is okay as well. A nice angle to punch the cue ball. And a couple of cushions for the yellow. The crowd getting behind them, but there's a wonderful hush on the shot.
120.
That was a big shot from middle distance. Come on, Judd.
Well held. You feel this is the shot. If he gets from brown to perfect on the blue, surely he's done it. The shot is not simple, it's missable. Well, how about that? Absolutely perfect. 180 have been made in official matches. Still a special moment. Now, if it was straight, has he got any angle? No, it's not too bad.
Until then, now he's buzzing. The final takes on a whole new complexion after that. What a difference a break makes. Before that, we were on the verge of commiserating with Judd Trump. Now we're congratulating. 147, he is in heaven. Brilliant stuff. Magical.
It really was. And it never fails at those moments. They're still wonderful, and the crowd, they loved it. They would say they were silent on the big shots. And when he let that brown in, though, you knew he was going to complete it from there. Lovely.
Thank you. The final frame of the session, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Worth making a point here. Quite often when a player makes a 147, they find it difficult to concentrate in the next frame. And of course, Trump badly needs to do that. He desperately needs to win this one.
I don't think it's broke Ronnie's concentration because he didn't really move out of his chair at the end of that break. Often you see a hearty congratulations, but for whatever reason he didn't really react in any way.
That was the frame we'll all remember from this session, but in many respects, this is the one that could be even more important. An O'Sullivan 7-2 lead, hard to imagine that could be eroded. 6-3, maybe.
And this is the moment. There's the black going in. There's Judd celebrating. But as for Ronnie, nothing much. Not exactly Tony Drago when 147 was made against him and a huge bear hug he gave the person celebrating. Anyway, maybe he was getting himself psyched up to make one himself. Who knows? What a red.
Stop it, Neil, stop it.
One.
Tell you what, that was some red, wasn't it? I mean, he sat out a maximum and he's rolled in that.
Eight.
The reds are now absolutely in fabulous positions. And they'll be thinking about just winning this frame and getting a 5-frame advantage going into tonight.
There's one thing
16.
about O'Sullivan he shares with the late great Alex Higgins. Doesn't like being upstaged.
17. $24. $25.
Just lost the cue ball there. I don't know if you played. Didn't nudge anything, but the cue ball's gone uncharacteristically further than it would do on sort of shot from O'Sullivan. This is a nasty little cutback now. Which means that the position was slightly compromised.
32.
He may have a red to the middle to keep the break going. It's not easy. Balls are close together. The red might only just slip past the other one. There you've got an absolutely great view of it. Tough. Yeah, the other red was not in the way, but
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 32.
it was certainly a distraction.
1.
And now they are sitting pretty. Every single ball on the table.
Yes, he has to regroup from the excitement of it all, hasn't he?
8.
But really, this is a lovely table. He's got to feed off of what he's just done. We know it only wins a frame.
9.
It's not really the issue. It's always a wonderful occasion. The frame is what he really needed. But maybe the inspiration is going to help him even more.
$16. $17. $22. $23.
More like the form we've been seeing from Judd Trump all week in the last 20 minutes, half an hour or so.
$31.
That's why these two-session finals are so more significant. There's always time to make a comeback in them. Whatever happens here, Sullivan has a good lead tonight, but
37.
certainly if he can win this frame, it's changed the dynamic slightly.
38.
Yes, had Trump remained in the rut where he was at 6-1, O'Sullivan's lead might have been out of reach, unassailable.
43. $44. $46. $47.
It's a good cannon. He wouldn't be
52.
remotely bothered about putting the pink safe, hitting it full on. Exactly how he wanted it. It's
53.
an important next few shots to get this frame won. To continue the fight back. Whatever happens, he will need both of these reds.
$59.
When he came to the table, Trump This was the one red you perhaps
64.
thought might cause just a wee bit of angst.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of these shots missed into that pocket from that sort of a line. Not this time. Yes, it was a frame at 147, as I was saying, but it certainly will bring about a new sense of confidence and belief. It was a moment. It was a moment that he made happen, and that will give him a lift for tonight,
69.
even though he's behind. This match has got a
71.
lot of mileage in it. It's going to be terrific this evening.
11 years ago in 2011, Trump's
74.
breakthrough year. He beat O'Sullivan 4-3 in the final of the Antwerp Open in Belgium. It was a mini classic.
78.
Both players were given a standing ovation at the end. And tonight, might be just the same.
83. '89.
It was O'Sullivan's afternoon, but Trump's golden memory. And Trump could yet strike gold this season.